Hey, this is Ryan, and in this tutorial we'll make a serverless web app. We'll use a front-end HTML, CSS, and JavaScript website, and we're going to connect it to a DynamoDB database. We use a backend API using Lambda and API gateway, and JavaScript is what we'll use to send and receive data from the API. Here's the AWS tutorial link. I'm going to break this up into probably 4 different videos, just because it'll take a lot longer than my previous videos. So what we'll do in this video is to first create or host a static website, and we're going to upload our code to code commit. Here's our architecture. We have our web browser. It's going to be hosted through AWS Amplify. Amazon Incognito is for our user authentication, and we're going to be using Lambda, DynamoDB, and an API gateway. All right, let's begin. Scroll down here, make sure you're in the appropriate region that you want to be in. First thing we'll do is create a Git repo. Usually I would use GitHub, but I haven't used code commit before, so this is a good excuse to use it now. So go into AWS and find code commit, create a repository. We will call this Wild Rides Site. This is all fine. Create. Okay, so here's our repo. Let's leave this here for now. We need a new IAM user with Git credentials. So let's go to IAM. Users. I'm going to add a new user. Call this RyanDallas test user. Select both of these. Let's do a custom password. Unselect this. I don't want to have to recreate a new password. So next, permissions. And you could either add it to a group that already has administrator access, or you can create a new policy. So I'm just going to attach it to this group so it already has administrator access. So tags, don't need a tag, review, create user, and this will give us our access keys. So make sure you download that. All right, now we're going to need a few more instructions for setting this up. So make sure you click this link. Following these instructions, I got this open here. Let's see what we did already. We created our user. We need to give our user code commit access. So let's just go back to IAM. Users. Select our new user. And we want to add a new permission. And here's the policy we want. Let's copy that, paste it here. Select it. Next, review, add permission. Okay, that's done. Now that we have permission, we want to go to security credentials. We have to select, we're looking for HTTPS Git credentials for AWS code commit. So we want to generate credentials. Download that again. Next, it says install Git. I already have Git installed, so I'm personally going to skip that. Into step 3, create Git credentials for HTTPS. Okay, I just showed you how to do that. Scroll down. Now we need to connect to the code commit console and clone a repository. So back in code commit, select a repo. We did clone URL and select clone HTTPS. This will give us our link to clone. Now we need to go to, I'm in Git Bash. I'm in my folder that I want to use. This is where I'm going to clone the repo. So let's try git clone. Let's copy this again. Paste. If I press enter, it says I have cloned an empty repository. That's fine. So here's my folder. I'm in the folder where I cloned this repo and I created this new repository. There's nothing in it yet. That's okay. What also I forgot to show you, since I've done this before, so this pop-up didn't show up in this case, but what's probably going to happen for you is, if this is your first time after you do git clone, you're going to get a pop-up that'll ask you to enter your username and your password that you set up. So you would type that in, and I think that's the only time you have to do that. So it automatically grants you access. Okay, so that is connected. We'll go back to our AWS tutorial. We already did this. Step 3, populate the Git repository. This is where we're going to copy. Actually, we want to take a look. Okay, we want to CD into our folder. We want to copy the information or the code from this S3 bucket. So we'll copy this command, AWS S3 copy, paste that. So once we enter this, it's going to copy a bunch of files and it's all going to generate here. Okay, that's all done. We want to commit the files to our Git service. Git add, git commit new, git push. So we're taking all these web files, we're pushing it to our repo. So if we click into our repo, everything's been populated. That works. All right, step 4, enable web hosting with the AWS Amplify console. All right, so I never used this before. The AWS Amplify console, this allows us to host our website. So we will make a new tab, type in AWS Amplify. Get started. Here's our 2 options, either create an app backend or host your web app. We just want to host our web app, so get started. We use code commit, so select code commit, continue. Select repository, this is the only one we got. Master branch is good, next. This is all fine, next, and save and deploy. Okay, the app is provisioning now. So if you look down here, it'll show you the stage that we're in. We're just in provision. This will probably take 2 minutes. Okay, looks like it's done now, so let's click this link. And here is our goofy app. Everything's working correctly. Scroll back through the tutorial, see what's left. Okay, modify your site. Now what we're going to test is if we change our code and we upload new code to the repository, it should automatically redeploy to our app. So here is our local folder. Let's just modify the index.html file. So go to a text editor, open index.html, and we will change the title, that's right here. Change it to Rides of the Future. Save that. Okay, so we wanna push that new file. Git add index.html, git commit, and git push. Okay, so what we're expecting is this title up here should change to Wild Rides, Rides of the Future, whatever we called it. And if you go to our Amplify console, it shows that it's reprovisioning. So that means everything's in motion and it works. So let's let this finish. It should just take maybe like 20 seconds this time. Okay, that finished. So if we go back to our app and refresh, did it work? Doesn't look like it worked. Try it again. Wild Rides. Nope. Really? Okay, I realized I copied the, okay, I realized I made the change in the header and not the title. So that's why it didn't work. So let's try that one more time. Paste that here in the title. Save that. Go back to Git. We'll do git add that. Git commit. Git push. Okay, we'll let that reprovision and we'll check it again in a bit. Okay, that's finished. Refresh. And now it works. It says Wild Rides, Rides of the Future. All right, I think that wraps up the video tutorial for part 1. So if you click on next, I guess we'll manage our users. In this next tutorial, we'll create an Amazon Cognito user pool to manage our users' accounts. All right, I guess I'll get back to this later. See you in the next video.